Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Learning English with Jheel. I hope that you all missed me. I know that it's been a very long time since I last uploaded some videos, but this time I have a few topics in mind, so hopefully I'll be more consistent with this. And I did read a few of your comments asking me on when I'll be back and if I'll be uploading videos or not. So thank you so much for them. I did read them, and if I have not replied to you, please just remind me again. I will reply again. Do not think that I'm ignoring or not replying. Okay, very well. So today I won't be discussing a technique that I have come up with, which I usually do. All of the videos in the past were techniques that I personally came up with to make things easier for you. But now I'll be making a few videos on some content that I have gathered from the internet, some interesting topics that I feel are important for you to know, right? So today I'll be discussing one of that. Very often I've come across most learners who tell me that they are an introvert, which is a great thing. But every time a learner tells me he or she is an introvert, sometimes they just put their head down, or they feel that it's not a good thing to be an introvert. Some learners feel that they must change and become an extrovert just so they fit in and just so they can have a good conversation. Now, this is not true. It's not important to be an extrovert to have good conversations, right? There is no such link. Of course, it helps, but it's not necessary that all extroverts are good conversationalists. No, it's not like that. And it's not that all introverts are bad conversationalists. Not at all that way. Each trait that we have can be either a strength or a weakness depending on how we use that particular trait, right? So today I'll be discussing some traits of introverts which can act as strengths in their conversations, right? So let's start. Introverts tend to be good listeners, which allows them to engage in meaningful conversations. We know we all have come across a lot of people who are always like talking, and they're not listening, right? So they're not able to have meaningful conversations. But introverts, on the other hand, they're patient listeners, they're active listeners. So they're able to respond properly also. Introverts take the time to think about what they want to say before speaking, which can lead to more insightful contributions to a conversation. A lot of people just keep talking without thinking what they're saying, and later they regret. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have overshared, right? People who don't think before speaking, they have this habit of oversharing and then later regretting. But introverts, on the other hand, they are very thoughtful of what they're saying. Introverts are often sensitive to the emotions of others, which allows them to connect on a deeper level during conversations. Now, you all must observe, if you are an introvert, this must be one of the traits that you have, which is why a lot of friends really like speaking to you, and they trust you with all their secrets also. Introverts tend to be more focused and less easily distracted, which can lead to more productive conversations. Introverts often have a rich inner world, which can lead to a deeper, more meaningful conversations. Now, because introverts like spending a lot of time alone, they think a lot and they think very deeply. Not necessarily overthink. We don't call everything overthinking, or not necessary that everything's a negative pattern of thinking, but whatever they're thinking about is more profound. Introverts tend to be more humble and self-aware, which can lead to more authentic conversations. You will not find introverts boasting about themselves all the time. I am this, I am that, or showing off, right? They're more grounded, more down to earth, more humble, and that is a very attractive quality that pulls others towards them. Introverts often have a natural curiosity which can lead to a desire to learn more about others during conversations. They always want to know about other people rather than speaking about themselves, as I mentioned before, right? So they're more curious about what's happening in the world, deeper questions and topics about life, or sometimes even spirituality. I see a lot of introverts interested in the subject of spirituality, self-reflection, introspection, retrospection. Introverts tend to be more creative, which can lead to more interesting and engaging contributions to a conversation. So you're going to find a lot of artists, musicians, nature lovers being introverts, and that's why they find really creative topics to speak about and have wonderful conversations with anybody. Introverts are often more flexible and adaptable, which can make them good at navigating different conversation styles and topics. Introverts tend to have more patience, which allows them to listen and understand others before responding, leading to more productive conversations. And this is something that you already know. If you are an introvert, you usually, even if it's a conversation of 1 or 2 or 3 hours, sometimes you're patiently listening to the other person vent out his or her problems or everything that they want to say. Introverts don't really interrupt the other person, right? Interrupting others is a very bad habit, but introverts don't interrupt others. They're more patient and very understanding about the other person's emotions, feelings, the things that they have to say. So that's why if you are an introvert, people will really like you and you make an amazing conversationalist, right? So it's just about using your traits and thinking of your traits as a strength rather than a weakness. So that's it for today. I hope to see you in another session.